Hey friends, how's it going? Today I have a video for you all about how to trick your brain using 3 different methods I use when I approach building a structure for my character designs. These are really helpful and I think they'll help you a lot too. So I'm going to be using 2 references. They're going to be the same for every way I build a structure, and one's a portrait and one is a full body. Hopefully it'll help you a lot, and I think we should just get started and jump right into it. Alright, let's start with the first method. This method, I'm sure has a name, but it's essentially contouring using only straight lines. You are not allowed to use anything other than straight lines, no curves. And if you want an added challenge, go ahead and try to do this with a piece of paper and a ballpoint pen so you cannot erase like I do in this video. I really like this method because it simplifies things to a point where you have no excuse. Basically, it's making your brain see things as simple, basic shapes and lines. And in the end, that's really all a drawing is. So keep that in mind. Don't be too hard on yourself. Grab a piece of paper, pull out a reference, and just draw with straight lines only. Another thing to keep in mind about this method would have to be you can always go back over your lines that you've already created until you like the actual line that's there. I think the hardest part about this method is it's not technically atomically correct. It's just relying on you looking at the reference. And on top of that, when it comes to finer details like the eyes and the nose or smaller things on the piece, it's a little tricky to really get the shapes that you need unless you are actually really pinpointing and putting a lot of detail. Overall though, this is a great way to just start as a beginner, to just start seeing the shapes that are very common in the human body. Alright, let's move on to our next method. Our next method is going to be what I like to call a wireframe and simple shapes. You can use curves in this method. This is probably one of the most common methods I see people using when they're building a structure for their character. And there's a very valid reason behind this. This is one of the best methods to get the most accurate structure for your character design. And I think it's a great method to use. So essentially, this involves probably doing a little bit more research, but you want to start with basic shapes and lines, like I did with the circle and the lines. And then you want to start blocking in more basic shapes and lines. So like I put in just a simple triangle for her nose, some triangular circles for her eyes, and so on. This method is great for when you are just having that moment where you forgot your entire existence and how to draw. I love this for drawing bodies because I do feel like I can be more accurate with it, but it's starting with something so simple like a stick figure that everyone says they can draw, right? I mean, we all know it. Everyone tells us the only thing I can draw is a stick figure. So tell them, me too. That's how I start all of my drawings. It's called the deluxe stick figure. I'm coining that term from now on, so please don't use that. It is mine. Just kidding, you can use it. Actually, I think it'd be really funny if people come up to you and they say, I only can draw a stick figure, and you say, well, I draw deluxe stick figures and just walk away. Anyways, more about this method. Super great for accuracy and learning all the shapes of the human form and body. The only thing is, I think it does make your piece pretty stiff in the end, especially if you don't know a lot about anatomy. It's also really easy to get lost in this method and start focusing way too much on the detail. Overall though, love it. Think it's a great way to start any of your drawings. Alright, the last method is my favorite method. So go ahead and grab a softer edged brush and start looking at your reference and seeing the larger shapes inside of the reference. Try not to focus on the details of the face, just find the large shapes. So one large shape here is her entire head / face. Then we've got the cylinder shape of the neck and the squarish rectangular shape of where her shoulder and arm is. And of course you have one large shape for the hair. After you get these blocked in shapes, go ahead and lower the opacity of that layer and put a new layer on top of this shape you've created. Grab a finer tipped brush and start using this shape as a guideline for where you're going to be placing your outline of your character. This is such a nice method to use because it keeps a lot of movement and flow and energy in your piece. It's also, for me at least, extremely efficient. I can get this shape done in a matter of seconds, and then from there I have almost like a blueprint to what I need to be drawing. So I think this is a very great option for people that are beginners. Can definitely try this, but I also think that even people that are more advanced in their character design process, this is something that'll just like open up a whole new world for you in terms of efficiency and movement and energy in your piece. So I highly recommend trying this method out. Currently it is my favorite and I don't see me not using it anytime soon. I want to thank y'all for sitting down and watching this video with me. You'll have to be patient. I'm still learning how to teach people effectively. Please let me know if any of these are going to be helpful for you and even which one is your favorite. And of course, a thumbs up to the video and a subscribe to me would be amazing. I'm so happy to be doing these videos and I'm excited to produce some more for y'all. But for now, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next video.